You see here in Zimbabwe, there's a pastor here actually phoning God on his mobile phone. And these people are lost. These people are blind. These people are misleading a lot. Because there have been major church synods, Catholic synods, 7 of them, which are the pillars that built the Christian dogma. These doctrines didn't come from the unseen creator, but they came from the Catholics. So when you claim to be called to preach a deity and a spirit created by Catholics using their book, the Bible, although you may say you are not a Catholic, you are a Catholic. The Nicene Creed and the doctrine of the Philosophy are the fundamentals that we can see in Pentecostals today, and the many that think they are being spiritual. Nicene Creed, more correctly called the Nicene Constantinople Creed, was formed in 2 stages. The first section concerning the divinity of an incarnation of Christ was composed at Nicaea in 324. But this had already occurred, as we have indicated, in 300 BCE by Ptolemy via the African priesthood. The second section concerning the divinity of the Holy Spirit was composed in Constantinople in 384. The Council of Constantinople in 384 promulgated the creed as we know it. The creed agreed to by the whole church lacked the phrase philosophy and the Son containing the possession or procession of the Holy Spirit. So when you speak of the Holy Spirit, you must realize that it was not first realized by the Nicene Creed. So what happened? They corrected the error by the Philosophy controversy. In AD 587, the local council of Toledo, Spain, attempting to combat Arianism by emphasizing the Son's equality with the Father, added the Philosophy clause to the Creed, in which they also included the Holy Spirit. When it comes to Jesus, there was a vote that made Jesus divine. In Nicaea 325 AD, you go to this Korah site, you find the proof and evidence there, all convened by Constantine the Roman in his own palace, in the hall, and 318 bishops were there, and they voted that Jesus' divinity was right. Thus, the divinity of Jesus as Christ, which remains Christian doctrine to this day, was established by an arbitrary vote of men in a vacation home in AD 325. This, what began by the African priesthood on Ptolemy, was now taken over by the Romans. So here is the chain. The one Holy Catholic and Apostolic Church, and the many others that came, the Coptic, the Syrians, the Eastern Church came out. And here you get the 1054 major schism. And all these are the Catholic Church fathers that formulated the canon that were used, the canons that were used in the synods. So, when we look at the church fathers, we find that they are the ones that gave Christian doctrines. The Lutheran was founded by men. Martin Luther, 1517. The Anglican Church was founded by King Henry, 1534, from Catholics. John Knox, the Presbyterian, all these, the Baptists, the Methodists, all these are church founders. Ellen G. White. But the only church that claims not to have been found by men but by a divinity is the Catholic. Any claims that Protestants or other non-Catholic Christians make in regards in claiming to be the one true church founded by Christ is completely false, because historical facts tells us the founder of each church. Only the Catholics claim to have been founded by a man-made divinity, and all others are claiming this divinity. Thus, the Catholics are capable of generating the spirit that operates in Christendom. They do so by rites and rituals that our ancestors bequeathed to Ptolemy as a deity. Ptolemy, this deity became a composed deity with Greek as well as African inputs in it. And this was This deity that we are talking of was a bridge between Greek and Egyptian in a new age in which their respective and gods were brought to face to face with each other, so that both Egyptian and Greeks could find union in specific supreme entity. It was later made so by the Nicene Creed. From the Ptolemaic Greek period in ancient Kemet during Ptolemy I to today, this is the proper true spiritual history, copied from melanin dominant ancestor reverence, which is the source of Christian spirituality that we can see today within the Catholics, as they honor saints just like Africans honor their revered ancestors. So when you speak of tongues, when you speak about tongues, when you speak in tongues, you are actually being infused and possessed by these Catholic saints. Melanin-dominant humans who are Catholics or Christians or Muslims have been spiritually deceived. You have to revere your culture. You have to call upon your deities. You have to honor your righteous ancestors. If you are interested in doing all this, subscribe to this channel and send us an email to join@marifado.com. Till we meet again, this is your manager Topi Priest Teacher Rabbi LM Tumizu Lukunikeni Mjakanja Msikaban, saying only the Catholics are really fighting against our spirituality. The rest are cannon fodder soldiers in the war. Amen.